Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk fashion, great deals, and good vibes. Let's get started. So I'm currently in the process of researching my birthday bag. So I went to Louis Vuitton. I had 4 bags in mind that I wanted to see in real life. So, starting with the Diane. So the Diane, I love the empreinte leather, the black color, the interior. So tried on the bag. Um, the guitar strap, I had mixed feelings about, just even from the pictures. So I tried it on. It is comfortable, yes, but I think the look of the strap is a little bit too casual for me, and I don't like that they don't have an additional strap, longer crossbody strap. So I wish that it came with one. But also the size of the bag I felt was a little bit too big. So it's basically kind of like a big rectangular open space. And I think that it might be a little bit heavy, and it was just a hair too big. So, okay, moving on. The carryall. So unfortunately, as I anticipated, it was a little bit too deep for me. So the depth in comparison to the width, so you kind of have a smaller opening, and then to dig deep down in the bag, it was not easy to get into. I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to wear it as a crossbody. I don't think that they have it as a crossbody on the website, but you can adjust the shoulder length. So um that one too, of course, was beautiful. I even like the little tag in the front, that little bit of gold detail, but it wasn't the one. I also wanted to see the Never Full inside out. So just as in the pictures, I really loved the black leather strap up against the monogram canvas. I thought it was really beautiful. Um, but again, in real life, I was not a fan of the pouch, the black and white. I didn't like it in the pictures, and I didn't like it in real life. So when the bag was turned inside out to the black side, I didn't love it, and I don't know how to explain it, but as you can see, this black, so the empreinte, yeah, monogram, empreinte leather. There we go. So the black monogram that it has imprinted on this. So the black leather, it wasn't as black as this. It almost had like a just, I don't want to say gray because it wasn't quite gray. It wasn't a true black, deep, rich black that I liked. I just, it wasn't the bag either. So I don't know any other way to explain it. But so I mean that's what this is though. This is part of the research and seeing what I like and what I don't like. Okay, so the last bag that I wanted to see was the Never Full in black empreinte leather. So basically a marriage of this bag and this one. So got a classic black with a classic, tote that you can always use. So of course, I loved the bag. Of the 4, it was my favorite. Has the gold clasps, which I'm a fan of. So again, of the 4, it was my favorite. Now, because I'm being a bit critical. I'm just trying to analyze and check everything out, right? So, um, the inside of the black tote, it has the beautiful, it's like a purplish blue interior. I have no other words to explain how I felt that the black leather piping up against the blue, it looked, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it looked shabby. Now, it could simply just be the nature of you have this very thin piping that's simply draped over the top of the bag. And um, I'm going to see if I can find some pictures, but I feel like because this is the same colors, you don't really have a deep contrast where you're able to see how it just kind of looks a little bit wrinkly, maybe might be the right word. But again, it's like, come on, let's be a little bit realistic. You have a piece of material that you are wrapping around, and of course it is going to have some, creasing, but so me being hypercritical, that's my only con. But again, of the four, that's my favorite. That's the one I'm definitely leaning towards. But again, if I had to pick something wrong, which I definitely know how to do, if I had to pick something wrong, find a flaw, that would be it. Oh, sorry, there's actually another flaw that it was actually mentioned by two sales associates on two separate occasions. So they both had mentioned that the dark interior, that it collects a lot of lint. So for this one, here, let me take this stuff out of here. For this one, I mean, it's not crazy heavily used, but as you can see, there's a little bit of stuff in there. You can see a little bit of lint situation, but it's not crazy bad. But even in the store, both times that I went to two separate stores, I was able to see a lot of the lint. So that is something for me to keep in mind, just because I kind of want. I want it to be as perfect as possible, or be ready to accept whatever flaws, if you will, that the bag has, and be able to just be happy and live with them. So, and of course, I know I could put an organizer that would maybe help the bottom, but I'm really not a fan of organizers so far, at least for these bags. I do have one for this guy actually. So, is it in here? Let's see here. And let's just take a look. Oh, it is in here. Okay, got it. So here is the organizer that I have in my Alma BB. And let's just take a look at this beautiful color, just because us bag lovers. Ah, isn't this just the most beautiful color? I love how these handles feel. So for those of you that have the Alma, let me know if you feel the same way about, there's just something about how you can just easily grab the handles, and it just feels so comfortable. So when I was finished looking at those four bags, the sales associate actually showed me the Never Full in the Demi Azure, which I really like. I really liked the white up against the kind of like blue gray color. I really did like that. I don't have any light colored bags aside from this little, what is that, like a little pouch from Coach, but I don't have any light colored purses or totes. So loved the color. But of course, when I had them on side by side, it's like you've got this canvas versus, the really nice leather one. So, but it definitely does have me thinking about, a piece in that demi azure color. Um, she did show me what is it, the slouchy MM in the demi azure. And I really liked the look of it. I liked the shape of it. But getting into the bag, it was a little difficult. So that kind of like U or V shape actually makes it a little bit awkward for one, the zipper to get in and out of, and to just get into the bag. Something that I will take a look at next time is the gracefuls. So I know that they have the graceful in the demi azure, in the regular monogram, and the other print, the dark brown checker. So, and the Graceful's have been around for a long time. So, I think on my next go around, as I'm honing things in, I'll definitely check those out. Okay, now we're going to talk about a few bags that I really like, that I love the aesthetics of, but would not work for me because I like to use the things that I have, and these bags just won't work for me. So the first one is the On the Go. So the On the Go MM. This one has been around for at least 4 years, and I loved it, and I still love the look of it. So it is the one that has the um, reverse monogram. So it has this monogram on one side, and then the darker on the other, and then I forget actually how the sides look. Maybe it's a smaller print. Yeah, I think it's the smaller print on the sides, and I just love it. I love it. Love all the details of that bag. So I did try that bag on quite a few years ago, and the shape is what does not work for me. So the shape of the bag, it's like this kind of very structured square. I mean, it is a little bit malleable, but just that shape doesn't work for me. The second thing that doesn't work is it has some smaller straps that could really only be a that you could only wear in the crook of your arm, and the MM is it's a decent size, so I feel like it doesn't work for the size to be on the crook of my arm. Now it does have straps, but then I feel like as straps, and again, you've kind of got this big, awkward square like on the side of my body. And I just didn't like how that looked. And the bag also gets really heavy, especially in the leather. So, but I'm not going to deny it. Like, I absolutely love that bag. Okay, so now let's get into the On the Go organizer. This is a new bag. I saw it for the first time now that I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And oh my goodness, this bag just stole my heart. So it's funny that I'm like very attracted to this shape for whatever reason. And but I don't know. So moving on, the On the Go organizer. So this very classy bag reminds me of like this could be in a mahogany library where you've got just these beautiful bound books, and you've got like what is that, like a, I don't know, a dark alcoholic drink on the rocks, like in a crystal glass. So this bag is so classy. I love it. I love it. So because I am an appreciator of things, there's a part of me that feels like, oh, maybe I could, maybe get that and just really adore it. Because, even though I don't use all of my bags, I really love looking at the Alma BB. I do. I love looking at all of my bags, but yeah, it's not the smartest decision. But emotionally, I really do. It makes my heart go pitter patter. Okay, last but not least is the Capucine. So this bag, so in particular, the one of the larger bags. So it just looks money. It just looks money, honey, and it is the the handle is really comfortable. I've held it a few times. Again, it's pretty much, like the crook of the arm situation when you're using that big handle. And the leather is beautiful. The smaller ones, they have you could get like exotic handles, and the smaller ones also have the LV and maybe like shell or just different stuff. So I'll find some really cool pics. So very beautiful bags, but the smaller ones, they have like this flap. It's not very easy to get in and out of, and they're pretty expensive. So it's just a lot for, again, something that I would not use realistically. So the larger capucine would be easier to get in and out of, but it's a heavy bag. Um, for those of you that don't know, I sold the Speedy Bandolier size 25, and this is the larger capucine is bigger than that, a little bit bigger than that. So, and that was heavy for me. So it's not realistic. But I did want to share just some other things that I aesthetically and visually appreciate. So, and I guess on that note, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do so. That would definitely be appreciated. And as always, enjoy shopping, everyone. Bye.